as I mentioned, I am an escape artist. Now, it was one of the first things that I learned to perform early on, is being an escape artist. From watching things like A-Team, MacGyver, I was always impressed how they would use their mind in order to devise a way of escaping, like a dangerous, deadly situation. Now, this was way back before the sort of age of the internet, where one can easily go and look up how things are done. So I sort of learned the hard way of sort of practicing, trying to escape from ropes, then moving on to chains and things like that. And one of my inspirations is obviously also Harry Houdini, who was the most famous escape artist in the world. And he actually had a very famous effect or stunt that he performed as an escape artist called the water torture escape. Now, many people actually believe that that escape led to his death, when in fact it wasn't. It was another stunt that he used to perform, where he actually always said that he could take anybody's punch. Doesn't matter the size of the person, he'll be able to take their punch straight in the gut. Now, ordinarily he could, but the one time, somebody actually just literally walked up to him in public and slammed him straight in the stomach. So he wasn't prepared for it, and unfortunately it then ended up leading to having his appendix burst. And he actually continued to perform for a few more shows before he succumbed to the effects of appendicitis. So that is in fact how he passed away. But the water torture escape is actually something that I would like to sort of use as a homage for the effect that I created as my final sort of a stunt for this show. And I entitled it Breathless, because of the water crisis, obviously. We're not going to be using water, so I have something else in mind as the challenge. But I will be using, again, our handcuffs. So we have our police issue handcuffs. And a number of other restraints. So we have a belly chain that we're in fact going to use to attach to our handcuffs like so. And then we're going to be using as well this rather menacing looking jacket. This is in fact called a transport jacket. It's very similar to a straight jacket, but the only difference being that it doesn't have any sleeves to it. And this is actually a genuine medical restraint that was in use. It's actually no longer in use because of the danger it posed for the people. So they would actually go and use this to transport, for example, deadly, sort of dangerous prisoners between the different prisons, or even mental patients between the asylums back in the day. So we're going to be using this transport jacket. So let's pop that over there. And I said the challenge that I invented for this is called Breathless. So literally, I'm going to be holding my breath, escaping those handcuffs as well as the transport jacket, all the while having a plastic bag secured over my head. Now, it's taken me a number of months to prepare and build up my lung capacity to be able to hold my breath. I can actually hold it for quite easily, well over 3 minutes for a static hold. Now, the problem being, as soon as you start exerting yourself, you would actually start burning through your oxygen. And your deadliest sort of enemy is, in fact, CO2, because the more that builds up, it becomes toxic in the system. So with movement of trying to escape, in fact, I'm going to have maybe about 1.5 minutes in order to effect my escape. So we're going to have our handcuffs, transport jacket, and finally the bag placed over the head. So Brendan, I'm going to have you help me out by placing all the restraints on me. And then finally, you are going to tape our bag onto my head. So you can use this bit of tape over here, and don't worry what it says. It's just for legal purposes. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to have our restraint. So if you can just, here's our lock. If you can just secure this around my waist, locking it for me, that'll be great. You can just pop the keys over there. And in fact, just to help while I am restrained, I'm just going to be using this handheld in the meantime. Okay, and obviously, because it's a pair of handcuffs, I need something to pick open these handcuffs, and I do have, again, the trusty bobby pin that I'm going to be using to pick open my handcuffs. So, Brendan, if you could just lock this handcuffs for me, making sure that they're nice and secure. Are you happy with that? Perfect. The nice secured handcuffs. And let's just pop this off. Pop that over there. And if you could grab our transport jacket. And I'm going to turn this way so it's a little easier for people to see. So if you can just put it on like almost like a jersey going backwards. So I'm going to step into it. As you can see, there are a number of buckles that you're going to be securing around, and make them as tight as you can as you sort of secure me in place for this escape. So as I mentioned, it's taken me quite a while to sort of build up my level before doing this escape, and it takes quite a bit of practice and mental fortitude try and actually break through the barrier of how much sort of oxygen you can hold, or how much or how little you can actually get through. So, how are you doing there, Brendan? Everything coming along? Just one more buckle that we're going to be securing in place. And then you're going to see there's one last interesting buckle. So if you can grab that for me and very gently sort of secure that in place, not too tight. I would like to have kids at some point in the future. Perfect. So you're happy with that? So you can see we're all nicely secured in place. Got the handcuffs underneath this jacket, locked in place with the transport jacket. So, okay. So Brandon is going to just grab the plastic bag for us over there. And just give me a couple moments while I get ready and to sort of calm myself and focus for this next part. And we're actually going to have a timer. And Brendan, your job, as soon as the bag goes over the head, a timer is going to start that you'll be able to see. So I want you to call out every 10 seconds for me. So, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, half an hour. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. So when you're ready, when it begins, they'll start the timer. You can actually say begin as soon as you put the bag and secure it in place. And as I said, I have roughly about a minute and a half that I can comfortably sort of hold my breath as I try to escape all of these restraints. So you can, as soon as you put the bag on, you can actually grab the microphone and just stand to the side over there and then call out every 10 seconds for me. Got that? Perfect. Go. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 40 seconds.
50 seconds. One minute. 70 seconds.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my breathless escape. Actually, sorry. Not only does that leave me breathless, but hopefully it leaves you breathless as well. As I said, that's actually a lot more difficult today for some reason. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've been one crazy China. I hope you enjoyed the live streaming of the Magic of Sideshow.